All right, cool. So yeah, I wanted to go over today how you can access the KW, they call them zines. Essentially, they're customized magazines that you could promote out to your customers. You can send it in a PDF.
Hmm.
You could pop it into an email if you wanted. Um, and there's a lot of content in there that's going to be released quarterly. So right now we're on quarter three. They released two of these previously, and those are also still available. So the way that you can access them, and before I even get into that, I always like to mention with my marketing profile, always making sure that that's kind of put together. I'm just going to put my do not disturb on my phone.
Sorry about
Under
that.
connect settings, there's going to be an option here for marketing profile. And that's where you're gonna access any of like the profile information, headshots, team information, bios, etc., market center information, all that can be added in here. So where I can access the design templates for the magazine, it's just going to be under designs. And for me to then access that particular design, I want to go to create design, and then we're going to do print. So this is under print. I think there was some confusion on where this actually lived at one point. So you'll always be able to find it under print. I'll hit continue. And then this will take me into my design editor. And just to kind of quickly go over this real quick, this is broken up into sections. So you notice it's all broken up into different types of themes, listings, buyer, lead gen, business basics, leadership. That will be more so for leadership. And then you have some of the new luxury templates here. And then they have a collections button where you can see new designs. So obviously under new designs, we do have the template in here for the magazine. It's Q3. They do have some nice kind of like social media graphics too. So you can actually use this as a way to promote those magazines. I'll show that in a second, how we can access that and kind of like create like a little post for it. But before I go into that, I like to always mention this assets button, because on the top here with the assets button, you can actually kind of like pre-fill some kind of like assets that you're going to be reusing at some point. So like, for example, my logos, you can pop all your logos in here. So you always have them on deck when you're going to put the designs together. Same
Right.
with images. So like, for example, if I'm going to be adding like my headshot, you can add them into here. And those are kind of like the ones I would typically go into and put stuff into first. You could obviously change around the color palettes. So if you have like a very specific team color, you can pop it into your color palette. So you always have that color available to you when you're doing any sort of design work. So I just wanted to quickly go over that just so you know that that's available. So we're going to
Can
go
I
into
ask you a quick question before you
yeah.
go on? The logos, what format does the logo in? Because I have some of my logos and then I need to get some of the ones that are like the
Right.
background is,
Yeah,
you know what
right.
I mean?
So I always recommend uploading a PNG, because the PNG is going to have a transparent background.
Yeah.
And that's going to
Okay.
be useful, especially when you're working with different templates where the colors are different. So like,
Okay.
you know, I always recommend uploading like a logo in a PNG format and then a reverse version of that logo. So if you have one in like a white font as an example, because you'll see here some of these templates, they'll have a dark background, so you want to have a lighter logo. And I
Mhm.
just recommend having both of those uploaded. So
Okay.
you even notice like in my
PNG
assets,
and the white format too.
correct. Yep.
Okay.
So like I have like my logos in here, like I have the dark logo and then I have
Yes.
the white one in there. You can't really see it, but it is there.
Yeah, that's like the translucent. Okay.
Yep. So I always recommend doing that. Now, if we go into templates, for me to access the magazine, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can access it from new designs because we have it here. You can also go under where it says business basics. Sorry, not business basics, lead gen. And there's going to be here,
Hmm.
it's called personally branded zine. So if we click on that, we're going to be brought to this section here. And there's two different labels. You have booklet and A4, that's just a larger format. And then you also have booklet and letter size, which is your standard. So booklet and letter size, if we click that, you'll notice that there's currently 3 different magazines, and these are each for different quarters. So I mentioned we're on quarter number 3, so there has been 2 other ones released. So if we click on the newest one, which is called Making Memories, and it's called 2021 Q3 magazine, we'll click that. It's going to take us into our design editor. And if you're familiar with this design tool, it's going to be pretty much consistent across the sections here. It looks like if you scroll down, there's a few different covers you can choose from as well. I think that's kind of like a newer feature, having just a different variety of covers. Makes sense, especially when a lot of agents are probably sending this out, just to kind of like mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to choose one of these covers and just kind of show you from the very beginning how it all works. And I'll click on it. And that's going to add the first page here. So this will be like my cover page. So everything on this page can be edited. And if we scroll down, I just want to show you so you can see what it all looks like. All this content here, it's kind of giving me an idea of like things that I can add in. So these are going to be news articles or your magazine articles. And those are going to be pre-written, so I don't have to do anything, but it's showing you on this main page what's going to be included. Obviously, I can delete this if I don't plan on adding any of that. But I think from just having something put together real quickly, I'm just going to leave that alone. Same with like the cover images too. Like I can change this out. Like if I don't want to use this particular image, maybe I have one of my own, I can swap this out very simply by going into images, and I could go into where it says add, and I can drop in an image. Maybe I have like a nice summary image that I want to use in place of this. Otherwise, I can just keep this as well. Again, this is going to have content there that's readily available. And it's branded for the volume 3, which is essentially quarter number 3. And then we have the title here. DBA logo, I can actually swap out. So I'll go into my logos. And I am going to switch this. So I'm just going to pop it over. There we go. And then that's all set. Now for here, I'll just click on that and I'll just use that typewriter tool, kind of like how I would with any other design. And I'm just going to swap out this information as well. Go. And I'll just put color. City views. There we go. And then that's going to switch that out. So this main page here, very simply, all I need to do is switch out the logo and this info. And then our cover page is pretty much completed. So as I'm scrolling down here, you can see that I could then add in additional pages about myself. So if I wanted to add in some sort of notes about the team, you can do it this way.
Nice.
We'll just click that little add new page button. And then instead of swapping out that page, it's going to add a whole new page. And you'll see here now that I have 2 pages available.
Looks like you, Bernadette. With
That's what I thought.
So you can keep that there if you want.
You made our magazine.
And
We'll
this can be
feature
like,
you.
Notes from me. I'll put myself. And I feel like even with the note too, it's already kind of like pre-written. So like even this, I don't really have to do much. I'm just going to switch out some of the info here. My team logo again, like I don't have a team, so I'll use an actual Market Center logo if I want. It lets me swap it. Let's see here. Well, it's not letting me swap it, so I'll just.
Sometimes when you click on, I know it's not always.
Yeah, sometimes that it doesn't do it, but it's okay. I'll just pop it up
figure
here.
it out. I know.
Yeah, and then I'll just put that down here. And then I can just remove that part because I don't think I really need that. And then even with like the headshot too, I can swap out the headshot. There we go.
Nice.
And then again, with the little verbiage, the little letter here, I can just kind of go in and edit some of that info too. It's going to be all pre-written. So we'll see here, like I am, we are, because I'm not a team. I'm actually going to use the I am and then
Right.
swap out the team name for my name.
Oh, so
then
you
I'm-
have to type that in. It doesn't do it automatically.
Yeah, right now it's not going to map this info just
That's
yet. I
okay.
think that's something for like a future update because I know I've inquired about that.
It's just good to
So
know that so we don't assume it does, and then it doesn't. We send something out. and it
yeah,
doesn't
so
have
like
us.
I at some point I suspect it will, but right now I'm just kind of going through page by page and whatever info is required, I'm just going to swap it out. So this would be my page 2, you know, my nice little intro letter. And then I'll go into page 3. And I'm just kind of going down the list and adding page by page. This one, depending on the type of content I'm looking to actually supplement in here, I don't have to include this, but this will just give them some information about the neighborhoods that I may be kind of promoting to. Here you can see I can also add in quarterly stats from my market center. So this would be something I would just go to the MCA, like, hey, want to get some information about the market center.
Yeah. Yep. Got it.
And we'll just kind of swap that out. And then like here, a lot of this information can be, again, just received from the MCA.
Mhm.
And this is going to be for the Q2, obviously, because we aren't done with Q3 yet. So all that information, and then maybe here I can put like, maybe I'm going to be doing Woodcliff Lake.
Right.
And this will be the market snapshot for Woodcliff Lake.
Yeah, we might do like Pascack and Bergen County, Northwest Bergen or something.
Yep. You can even change this to be whatever you want. It doesn't have to necessarily be the market center. It can be, it could be Bergen County and then maybe Woodcliff Lake.
Yeah.
And then as I'm kind of scrolling down, like I mentioned, then we get down into like the magazine articles themselves, which are going to be pre-written. So like all this stuff here, it's all pre-written. Again, some of this I can just kind of switch out. This is going to be just my information again. And in there. And if I wanted to put in a social icon, or I can just put in my handle there. Say like Facebook. Or I don't really use Facebook. So again, I can even just say I'm using Instagram here. So this is going to be a buyer and seller FAQ. And then the next page is going to be those 8 different questions, which are also going to be pre-written. Now, I do like this in particular now because these used to be locked. So I wasn't able at one point to actually edit this info, but let's say I have something more curated to myself. I can actually edit these little articles. So I like that they actually kind of like started unlocking this because before it was locked where you couldn't edit the content. Now you can actually go in and you can change some of the color schemes. You can change like the questions even. But the idea is that because it's already kind of like readily put together, you don't really necessarily need to do that. So that would be the FAQ section. And as you see, like as I'm doing that, you can see all the pages being kind of built out. So I have 6 pages right now. It's going to go into a feature listing page. So if I have something here that I wanted to feature as
Nice.
a listing,
Mm-hmm.
I can go in and pop that in there as well. That's pretty cool. Again, everything in here is going to be essentially click and I can just kind of edit that information there. So that's very nice. And then we go into another news article. So this is how to stay cool in your backyard. Very wholesome. Got some nice little tips for the backyard here.
Oh, that is cute.
I guess this is more so for like the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, water balloons, beware of water balloons. My daughter had this this new gadget. You can put it on the end of the hose and it's got like 100 water balloons that attach to
Oh,
the thing. And they all blow up at the same time and like close off. And then you just have this massive water balloon fight. And if you have a bluestone patio, nobody cleans up the little balloons and it gets hot and they melt onto your
oh
bluestone.
yeah.
I'm selling my house and I'm like gonna have to take a wire
my
brush
God.
to my big patio.
How do you get that off? Do you have to like,
It's rubber, so like I think I'm gonna need a wire brush. Some of them I can roll with my finger. It's a pain in
what about like a
the butt.
pressure wash?
Just be careful. Just or just clean them up right after you do it. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the key.
that's my best advice.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a fun water balloon fight, that's the way to do it. Get a kiddie pool, just blow them all up, let them sit in the kiddie pool and go at it.
Sounds good.
Okay, anyway.
So yeah,
I have a question. What I would want to do in this magazine is do a whole page and feature, a bunch of properties that are under contract and are sold currently with our team. Is there an option for that to add a page?
good question. So as I'm kind of scrolling through here, in
Mhm.
addition to, kind of like information about myself and like
Mhm.
testimonials,
Mm.
and then more news articles, there is a page here where you can see like you can
there we
add
go.
in like anything that you had going on.
Can you show me that real quick?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and click on this one. So we'll add that one next. So this is going to be, hottest spring listings, or in this case, maybe summer, or you can even say like newly
say
closed listings
recently,
for the month of
yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And, in here, I can go ahead and just switch out all that information.
That's cool. Good.
Yeah. So you can even say here, like,
I could put a list of, do a featured one, but then say, available. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So you can even duplicate this page as many times as you want, because this is going to be available as a template.
Right.
And that will be like my, listing page where I'll kind of display some of the new listings or things that just sold.
Mhm.
And then it goes into some information about my consumer app. I believe those are kind of like the last couple template pages.
That's cool.
And then there's another news article here. So
And are
there's
those
typically
live? Like if we sent this on an email, are those live?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying like if I had like links in here, if
Say
somebody
like
was
the
able
one
to
on
click on it.
the consumer app, is there a link on it if it's an online?
Good question. With these are more like static images right
Okay.
now. So there wouldn't be like a click through.
All right.
But when you're sending it out in an email, typically the email does have your link to the app on the bottom.
Yes. My signature. Yeah.
Yep. But I'll add that anyway. And then you could add your URL there. So like my URL can actually be popped in.
Hmm.
And then if you're sending this in a PDF, the PDF, if they open it, that link would be something they can click through. So yes, in that case, they could.
Hmm.
And I can also rearrange these pages too. So I'm just going to drag that up a little bit.
Nice.
And, I'm up to 14 pages. So maybe what I'll do, I'll pop in just like a testimonial page here. And again, this isn't any particular order. So it's not going to be like it has to be the way I did it. If you feel like having things towards the end versus the front, that's totally on how you want to do it.
Right.
And I'm just kind of building this out, fleshing it out. This will be my client testimonial page. This is pretty cool. And I have 15 pages. So I think the max pages that this has in templates, I think it's like 20 pages. It's not a lot.
Mm.
And then the idea is that I can say like, this is going to be my, let's say like CG magazine.
Mm-hmm.
This will be for 2021 summer, whatever. So that will be my design file name.
Mm.
Now, there's a couple ways that I could then distribute this. I mentioned you can distribute it through an email, which I'm going to show you in a second. You could also actually get this physically printed. So you do have the ability to print this. This case, this one isn't, I think because it has to be that A4 size, which is more like a larger size print. However, you can also print this as a PDF. So you can do
Order print. Is that like a printing company?
So they added a an update to Command Designs probably in the last couple months. They do have a printer that they go through, like an in-house vendor.
Mhm.
I don't know the exact printer name, but they do have an in-house printer that you can print
Oh,
from in here.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, you put together a nice flyer or a brochure. You could get them
Mhm.
printed directly through here without having to download it and take it to a printer directly. So I
Okay.
like that they added that. I think, and I think they're relatively priced competitively. I don't know the actual pricing right now,
Right.
but you could do that as well. Some of the designs you can't just because they're not print ready yet, but
Mhm.
most of them, like flyers, I think brochures, postcards, you can do those through here. So if I was going to download this, you could see I can download this as a PDF. I never tried this, which is downloading it as a video. I believe that might be a newer function, but we're going to just kind of focus mainly on the design here. So I'm going to go PDF for printing,
Mhm.
and then we can go ahead and just download this. And that's going to prepare the file. It'll usually take a little while for it to download. So we'll let that do its thing. Now, let's say I wanted to hypothetically share this through an email. So I'm going to do something here real quick. I'm going to actually download one of these pages. So I'm going to go back to the first page. And we're going to just download this as a JPEG. I'm going to take this image here, this page. I'm going to download that page. We're just going to do it as a JPEG. And we're going to see here, you can select page. We're going to do just page one. I'm going to go ahead and download that. So I'm going to just leave that on the side right now. Now, one thing you'll notice up here, there's a button that says share.
Mhm.
And if you click that share button, there's going to be an option. Oops, there's going to be an option here that says projects. And what that means is that you get a project link. And I'm going to open this in another tab so you can see it. Hopefully this works. So this actually creates a PDF or a kind of like a slideshow that you can open in this little viewer.
Yeah.
And this link on top, I can actually share it. I can share it in a text. I can share it in an email. I can, put it on my social media page if I wanted to. And this is already going to have everything that we put together in the physical version, like the
Mhm.
PDF.
That's
And
nice.
it's all available on a web link. So if somebody rather just open it and slide through on their phone, they can do that, or on their
That's what I
tablet,
was
whatever.
thinking. Yeah. And what are that's a great
Yeah.
thing.
So
And
this
then
is
once,
really a really cool little function. You can also see here that they also have the ability to download it or print it. They can toggle a full screen if they wanted to.
Is there any way to send it where it's open, like, where you already have the cover page of the magazine when you
Yeah, good
email it?
question. I right now, because just the way that this is built, it's like a kind of like an interactive feature. You won't
Mhm.
be able to have it directly open through an email just yet. So they would have to click through something, right? They'll have to click through something to get to this.
Okay.
Unless I'm sending it to them directly as like a link, or if I'm sending it directly to them in a text message, this will open up right away. But
Okay.
if I'm going to be doing this in like an email campaign where I'm going to promote this, so
Mhm.
let's say I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go back, we're going to jump back. And we're done with this for now, unless anybody has any other questions about the design itself.
no.
Cool. All right, so let's hit done. We're going to actually go back into my command dashboard. And I have this link open still because I'm going to be using that. So I'm going to keep that open. And I'm going to go into designs. So we're back in designs again. We're going to go to create design. And I'm going to do email. And we're going to do continue.
Mm.
Now, as far as I know, and there might be even a smart plan for this, I haven't checked just yet. There's no actual template that will kind of pre-populate some of the information just yet. So I'm going to use one of these standard like newsletter templates. I'll use newsletter A. And I'm going to open this up. So we're back in my email designs now. And I'm going to use some of the header here. I'll say your local, yeah, this your local real estate update for the summer. So that's good for the headline. Summer update. And kind of messed up my formatting here. It's okay. All right, that's fine. And if you want to see what it looks like as I'm going through, that's what the preview is going to look like. So right now I'm just kind of getting it built. And I'm going to go back into here, and I could even I can copy some of this letter. So like you see here, like that letter there, I can even take some of that if I wanted to, which I may. I'm actually going to open up the PDF on my computer, and I'm just going to copy some of that real quick. Let's go to my magazine link. Oops. Let's close that. Actually, I'm just gonna, just as an example, summer is here, and then what does that say? Good. Up. Then, you know, so something like to buy or sell my summer download. Okay. I'm sorry. So what I just did, I just put together a little kind of like verbiage there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I want to put that image up here too. So I'm just going to pop that here. And then I'm going to upload that image that I just downloaded just by dragging and dropping it. So awesome. That looks good. You kind of get an idea what it looks like. And then the only thing I really need to do now is I need to link them to that actual project file. So I need to link them to the actual magazine. So I'm going to say here, view magazine. And we're going to just use that link. And I went a little fast there, so let me just show you what I did. I put view magazine as the button text, and then where it says link to, I'm going to select here web address. And then I'm just copying the link from the actual magazine file. So this is just the magazine link. I went to web address and I hit done. So now what's going to happen is once this loads up, I think it's bugging out. Hold on. Do that once more. There we go. So now if I click and preview this, you get an idea. Once they click that view magazine button, they're going to be taken directly to here. And that's all I really need to do. So now that I have my my template put together, I can then go ahead and send this out to my database. And I'll just call this magazine blast, email blast. So now I'm going to save and exit. So that design now I can go ahead, like I mentioned, I can go ahead and send that to whomever I want in my database. I can set them up onto a smart plan, perhaps, if I want to go ahead and do that as well. I know one other thing that might be pretty cool to do as well is I made this as just like an initial email, but perhaps like every month I might send out a new email, and a new email may have like a, a cover image with like one of these articles, and I'll say like view the whole article below by clicking through the magazine. So I can kind of resend this email out multiple times and just have different pieces of it showcased, because I'm sure not everybody's going to click through this on the first go. So if I send this out maybe once every month with different information about it, by the time the Q4 magazine comes out, I already have more stuff on deck for Q4. But again, this is going to be a very informative, very kind of like value adding, and I like it a lot. You know, it's something that you can easily put together. You can send it off to your clients.
So they will
And-
offer once a quarter, basically 4 magazines a year.
Correct. And each one of them typically have 3 different types of like news articles like this.
Mhm.
So you can kind of like set it up where you have like an email going out each month and maybe having it showcase different pieces of the magazine and then have them just go ahead and download it from that link as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So
You could add in your own articles as well.
you could, yeah, if you wanted to do that, you definitely could.
And how do you do that? Could you show us quickly?
So if I go back into the magazine and I
Right.
want to say, I'm going to add in some sort of blank page. I'll go into the magazine.
Mhm.
You can go here to templates as well. So if I go into templates and let's just say, I'm going to go ahead. Actually, we can do it this way too. You can do here where it says new page.
Okay.
And then it's going to give you a blank page. And then you can go ahead and just put in your own content. I would probably use one of these as just a template and then you can kind of like copy and paste. But then I can kind of like build it out to like I can say here for the images. You know, I can go ahead and pop in an image if I wanted. But I would probably typically work off of a template first.
Okay.
You can do here like frames. So like if I'm going to actually build this out from scratch, you know, I might have the image on the top here. And then I'll just kind of pop that up here. I'll wind up cropping that a little bit just to kind of give you an idea. And then I can put in like a text frame, you know, body text here. And this will be maybe something about news, whatever it winds up being. Or, you know, alternatively, like I mentioned, you can also just kind of take one of these templates and then just remove the info and put your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I would do that.
Okay.
You can also just delete those pages easily as well. Now, the one last thing I wanted to show in designs, I mentioned that they do have some social graphics you can use too. So if I wanted to promote this on my social media at some point, we can still, I would still keep this link open because we're going to use that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to first go into campaigns because I want to see if maybe they have a quick post for this. I don't think they do just yet. Let's see, I'm going to scroll down here and shuffle this a little bit. No, not yet. All right, so all we need to really do, I'm going to go into my design tool again. And I'm going to go to create designs. We'll do social. And from here, what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go into the lead gen again. Oh, it's already open, so that's good. I'm going to go into either social square or wide. Now, I typically like the social squares. I think they work better for both Facebook and Instagram. And because most things are being viewed on a phone at this point, I feel like the square just kind of works better with screens. But if they're viewing it from a desktop, social wide typically works a little bit better, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this one as an example. And this would be more in line with the Q3.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to load up the graphic. I'm going to click on it. You can change out this information too if I want. And then I'll just pop in my logo there. I'm just going to replace that on the template. Just kind of scroll it up. There we go. Got a little green vibe going on with that margarita.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's looking really good.
Very,
I'm moving to a lake. That's feeling like my deck vibe.
oh yeah, yeah, that definitely would work.
Maybe one day when I.
So then really that's all I need. I'm gonna go ahead and download this and download it as a JPEG. Alternatively, you can save this because I can also just pull it from my design library. I typically like to just download it anyway. So I'm gonna hit
I got
done.
distracted. When you download it, then we can use that as the media one and then say like link in bio. That's what a lot of people do. And you do it for like a week, right? You put the
Yeah,
link in
for
bio
Instagram specifically, you can do that.
because you can't really put the link in
Yeah.
the comment.
So I would
area.
probably put it in my bio and just say like link in bio to my magazine.
Yeah,
And then it would be something like this. This would be the link.
yeah.
So if I'm gonna go ahead and post this directly from command, I can go into social post.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to where it says create a new post.
Hmm.
We'll just do it for tomorrow.
Oh, so
And-
that'll post right to my Instagram?
Yeah, well, it won't go to your Instagram, not just yet, but it will go to
Facebook.
your Facebook business profile. So
Oh, good.
they give you two options to actually upload the image. You can do it from the design library, which I went into here. And
Wow.
it should work, hopefully.
I didn't know it syncs to my Facebook business. page.
Yes, it will, as long as it's a business page.
Yes.
So here's just a preview of the actual post itself. I'm going to copy this link to my magazine. And let's see if I can actually, it won't let me do that. Let me see. Validate link. Oh no, that's if I'm going to be linking it directly. I don't want to do that. So here I have the graphic. And I can just say something like your summer real estate update. I can say like here my is available. I can't remember what the other article is. Oh, and something like that. Definitely spelled that wrong, but all right. So then I'll just paste in that link and I'll say like, click here, and that will be the link. Okay. All right, so as I'm going, again, the preview is going to be here, and I could actually post this immediately if I wanted to. Otherwise, I can schedule it. So maybe I'm going to have this go out tomorrow morning, and then I'll go ahead and schedule that for tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
That's so cool. Do you see that, Bernadette?
And then that's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So then all I would need to do now is hit schedule post, and then that will go out to my audience on Facebook tomorrow morning.
Mm.
But what will it look like on Facebook?
It's going to look something like this. So
Okay.
you kind of get an idea of the preview here.
Right.
Let me see if I save it, if it'll let me view the preview of it for you. Hold on.
Okay.
See if, let's see if I can do a preview. Oh, no, it's not going to let me.
No.
Dang. But yeah, it's going to look, I mean, it's going to look something like the preview does.
Okay,
So
and
it's
then you'll have to
essentially-
click the link to see
Yeah.
the actual magazine.
Correct. So like
Okay.
once somebody clicks on that, it's going to take them directly back to this. So kind of
Okay.
like how I had it in my email, it's just going to
Uh-huh.
be on my social post. So this will become a live link as it's posted.
Mhm.
Yeah, on
Um,
Facebook, you can do that, right? Yeah,
Correct. Yep.
that's cool.
Yep. So, I mean, that's really what I wanted to go over. Was there any other questions around this?
Yes, Chris, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there someone who can do it for me? I would like, because normally what I do, I order the magazine and I pay for it, and then, is there someone that does that? I know there is, but I don't need a long drawn out something. I have one that's coming out in August, but I'd prefer one before August. Is that possible?
So I don't know if, I mean, with this, you do have to kind of pre-build it, and then
No,
what will happen is
that's
you'll
not
have
gonna be
to
me.
you'll have to have
No.
it printed. So, I mean, I would probably inquire from the market center tech trainer, you know, if you needed help building it.
I don't
Um,
need help. I need to have someone do it and hand me the draft and I edit it and then they print it for me. I can arrange to have the other things printed, but you know, I really can't do this. This is not, I learned a long time ago, you keep your expertise to where it is, but I can't see me building it. And you explained it very well. It's through no fault of yours,
Yeah,
but that's not my forte. This
yeah.
newsletter, you know,
Maybe
Gotcha.
one of our transaction coordinators. in
Yeah,
the
I think
office.
I mean with Tenafly, I know they have like that team of like Reese, and I know Elise is also there. They can probably help you put it together. As far as like the printing goes though, there's a couple options available for that as well. So it really just depends if you're looking to have it printed where you're going to be
I need to have it prepared.
yeah, if you're just going to have it put together, you can reach out to any one of them. They'll probably be able to help you out with that.
How long will that take them to do?
It really depends what you're looking to build it with. So like if you're going to be just putting
Well, whatever
it
you are
together
doing
as
here,
like just how I did it, it
yeah,
wouldn't take too long.
but that's not going to be me doing this. I can't see me, and you know, I can spend my time doing all of this and a newsletter. If I could have someone do it, and I, you know, compensate them for it, I don't mind.
Yeah,
But this
I got it.
drama, no, you know what I
Got
mean?
it. Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
would just
talking
reach
about.
out to one of them.
Okay,
Very cool.
okay, I'll send them
Um,
an email.
Cool.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Chris.
Thank you.
Was there
Sorry
any
to be
other?
so blunt, Prince. Sorry to be so blunt, but you know,
Yeah, I get it.
you know me, so you get it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, I'll reach out
Um,
to one of them.
You got it. Thanks.
Because what you're doing there sounds very good. And you know, it's orderly done, you know what you're doing, but I have no idea. You know.
Yeah, we'll have it taken care of for you.
Okay, I'll reach out to her then. Thank you very
Cool.
much.
You
We
got
used
it.
to
Thanks.
do these at Sotheby's through Resora. And one of the things I loved about the one that they did was it had a lot of quarterly data information, which I
Oh,
think people truly like appreciate and read,
yeah,
you know. So if we
yeah,
did it, Sherry, I would want to have some data in there like that, like,
Yeah.
you know, that people real content, like this is all nice and fun and, but I think it's good to have some meat in there as well.
yeah. No, I agree.
You
Yeah,
want
the only-
local, yeah, you want local important information when they
Yeah.
read it, and then if you send it every month or every quarter or something,
Quarter.
they look forward to seeing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that's going to be something where like as they start putting these out more often, there's probably going to be more types of content pages like that where you'll have like
Good.
you know, statistics and market updates.
Well, I
Okay.
like the graphics on this because I have not been very happy with their media graphics. They look so juvenile to me with those.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they definitely had stepped their game up with the graphics. I agree.
In this world, like those like drawings, I don't know. It just, it's not the aesthetic that I would choose to run my
I
business
understand.
with.
I got it. Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's me.
yeah, I
I
understand that.
agree.
It's definitely an aesthetic that's not for everybody.
Right, right.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna wrap up. I just want to quickly just mention I have this recorded, so I'm gonna post this on YouTube, and I plug the YouTube all the time, so it's always gonna be the Bergen County Partners page.
Mhm.
Okay.
And if you haven't already subscribed to it, you can just go ahead and give it a sub. And we're up to 627 subscribers now, which is awesome. But yeah, I'll have that video posted up here probably a little bit later today or tomorrow. And if you want to rewatch this, or if you wanted to send it to some other agents,
So that's subscribe to Bergen County Partners videos. I probably have, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I think you
I'm
did
not-
already. Yeah.
that's good for Bernadette too.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and give that a sub, definitely go ahead. All right. I appreciate everybody coming into the class today.
Thank
If
you
there's
for all
any
your help.
questions, you can
Thanks,
always
Chris.
feel free to
Thank
reach out.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Have
See
a
ya.
good one. Bye-bye.